Hey, everybody, this is Norm Duvet, and I am the Vice President of Community Relations. That's right, my title has changed a little bit. It's still me, though. I don't want anybody to think that I'm going to be a different person, just that it better represents the things that I've been doing out in the community. And this is the Copa Roundup for July 8th, Friday, July 8th. It has been hot out, too hot. Too hot. I hope everybody's taking care of themselves when you're outside. You're taking care of your pets, not having them walk in the heat of the day, and that you are staying hydrated. So we have got a fantastic guest with us today. Stacey Orr has been with Copa for a while, and she is our digital program and project manager, and she just does wonderful things. Stacey, how are you doing?
I'm very well, keeping cool here.
Well, I think you are one cool person, so keeping cool is probably not as difficult for you as it is for me. But how is everything going in the IT and digital department?
We're loving this time of the year. It's a great time to focus on telehealth and keep that in the forefront of people's minds.
Yeah, I've heard you've done some great things with telehealth. Do you want to mention a few of them?
Absolutely. Well, right now with telehealth, we're trying to expand as much as possible because, as you mentioned, it's extraordinarily hot outside, and heat adversely affects our members more than many other people due to different medications or diagnoses that they may have. So we want to make sure that they stay as safe as possible while continuing to receive the services that they need. So to do that, we have enlisted telehealth. And with telehealth, we're trying to make it as easy for them to use. So we have actually redone our website to include how-to videos as well as guides on how to use telehealth and make it as easy as possible for people to join that medium for their services.
Well, I think it's just amazing. You know, the things that I used to watch years ago in science fiction shows are now coming, true, that you can see your doctor or your counselor or somebody that you're working with who are miles and miles away. But, I always talk about the few silver linings of COVID. And one of them was that we implemented our telehealth program so much quicker. And you were a big part of that. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do at Copa Health? Obviously, we know a little bit with the telehealth, but in how you came to Copa Health.
Absolutely. So I'm actually an Arizona native. I was born and raised in Mesa. So Mark Community Resources, now Copa Health, has been a part of that community my entire life. So I've always been within this type of field. I've worked in behavioral health for more than 10 years. And it was a pretty natural transition to come over to Copa. It's definitely the type of company that I enjoy working for.
Yeah, I tell you, the culture that we have here, I am just so impressed with it. I've been part of a lot of organizations, a lot of good organizations, and even Copa before it became Copa, when it was, two other companies. You mentioned Mark and Partners in Recovery, great organizations, but the culture here is just something I think a lot of people are going to covet. We're going to get a lot of people that are being recruited because they want to come and be part of our culture. So I understand that your team have created a heat awareness campaign. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, it is hot out. Can you tell us a little bit about the campaign that you've all created?
Absolutely. That heat campaign is, again, to help our members receive services. We acknowledge that Arizona in the summer is not an ideal location, right? So, and now we even have rising gas prices that make it even more difficult for people to travel around. So to make it as easy as possible, we're going to have a heat-related campaign that focuses on telehealth, keeping our members safe, indoors, air-conditioned, and keep everyone hydrated, right? So we focus on things like Maricopa County has cooling and water stations, right? Making people aware of where you can receive services in order to stay as safe as possible.
I know that program is for our members, but how can we as staff help keep our members and ourselves and frankly, the people that we love, we care about, aware and safe in a heat environment like this? A lot of people are active. They want to be active. I'm hearing on the news every night. I think there were 12 people the other day that were rescued off of, it was either Paesta Peak or Camelback. But what other advice would you give to the staff about heat safety in general?
Right. It's first just acknowledging the heat. So take as much time as you can. bring people indoors, offering people water, right? Giving them time to cool down before engaging, giving them that moment to just breathe, accept, and then move on, just so that way we can make sure everyone is safe.
You know, it's an interesting thing, Stacey, because in the world that we lived in or we live in now, people are very isolated. COVID's made that even worse. And I have to admit that I'm not one of those people that will go check on neighbors and stuff on a regular basis. My wife, Sandy, happens to be one of those people. She checks on people on a regular basis. But I just think it's such an important message. And the work that you're doing, you know, I imagine that a lot of times you don't know the good that it does, but you might be saving somebody's life by just giving them this advice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting those resources ready for when it's needed. It may not be needed today, but just having this in your kind of tool house is ready for when we possibly might need it. We even have great services. I'm sure you've spoken to many of our other teams, or we have a mobile gym, so our members aren't having to travel elsewhere in order to, you know, get out and still engage. Just staying safe as much as possible.
Well, great message and great work that you're doing. And thank you so much. I'm sure that there's going to be, you know, wonderful things coming out of your department, even more wonderful things in the future.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Stacey. Hey, that is our Copa Roundup for this week, Friday, ending July 8th. That's right. It is hot out. Next week's July 15th. And I doubt that it's going to be any cooler, but the thing that you can do now is be rest assured that because of Stacey and the work that she does, the members that we serve should be safer. And hopefully if you take her advice, you will be safer. You know, one thing that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and I want to mention again, make sure that if you do have animals, you have to be careful with them, especially, you know, during the heat of the summer. We may be able to walk on sidewalks, but realize it's hot for them. It's going to burn their paws. And if you're one of those people that puts little booties and stuff on your animals' feet when you take them out, or their paws when you take them out, stop it. It just looks bad. Keep them inside and keep them safe. So I will see everybody next week, July 15th. And if anybody needs anything and needs any advice, you can reach out to Linda Torkelson here in our department. Or if you want to learn more about what Stacey's doing, reach out to Stacey. It's stacey.orr at copahealth.org. But we will see you all again next week. Take care.